Ladies and gentlemen, live from the famous ACME Comedy Theatre in Hollywood, this is the ACME Radio Hour featuring the Liquid Radio Players. And now, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Brian St. Breiter.
Why, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, there's so many beautiful faces out here tonight. Thank you all for fighting your way in. I know not everyone was able to make it into the theater tonight, so give yourself a big round of applause. I understand a lot of you are shy and don't like clapping, but ladies and gentlemen, the show has been canceled. Good night. What? You want us to stay and improvise based on the suggestions we collected from you earlier?
Yes.
All right, we'll do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, you're in luck. We're going to be doing a kids' adventure. Now, would you rather hear a kids' sleuth detective show or a superhero show? Just shout out your suggestions.
Superhero.
Oh, well, it's unanimous. We're going to do a kids' superhero show. Yeah, so I'm going to pull out some of the suggestions you have for character names and randomly read them out. We have Margie. Margie, just Margie. And that is our name for one of our players. And now, before I get the names for our players, I should ask you for a title for tonight's superhero show. So can I have a title for tonight's superhero show? Go ahead, shout it out.
Dark of the Moon.
I'm sorry?
Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon. Dark of the Moon. And can I have a name for our superhero? Like Batman or Superman, but something that's never been done.
Hat Guy.
Hatman. Yes, Hatman. Dark of the Moon, Hatman. And our first character, of course, is Margie. And, of course, we have to have Hatman. And another one that we picked from earlier is Helen Krapiva. Helen Krapiva. That's a wonderful name. Must be somebody in our audience here. And I'll pick another one. Yes? Let's see here. That's a commercial that we'll be choosing later. Mr. Electro. Mr. Electro. And now let's see our next one. All righty. We have Sally Stovepot. Sally Stovepot. And yes, welcome to our superhero adventure show tonight. And our next one is, ladies and gentlemen, Shempy. Shempy. Yes, how many do we have there? Gary Ray?
We have Margie Hackman, Helen Krapiva, Mr. Electro, Sally Stovepot, and Shempy.
Shempy, yes, I think Krapiva's with a K. And now,
Of course.
we need some of a, what do you call it, sponsors for tonight's show. We can't do it without our lovely, benevolent sponsors. So I neglected to collect those from you earlier. So shout out a product that you might see in the 1940s.
Hair Sheen.
Hair Sheen. And what's your last name, lady?
Clayton.
Clayton's Hair Sheen. All right, Clayton's. Why isn't that hysterical? And now, another product from the 40s, please. Lucky Strike cigarettes, and a service that you might imagine you would need in the 40s, like milk delivery or diapers.
Shoeshine.
Shoeshine, and ma'am, what's your last name?
Gaunt.
Yount? Yount's, Mr. Yount's Shoeshines. Yes, Mr. Yount's Shoeshines. So let's just go over our show tonight. Dark of the Moon, another Hatman adventure, starring Margie, Hatman, Helen Krapiva, Mr. Electro, Sally Stovepot, and Shempy. Today's show is brought to you by Clayton's Hair Sheen, Lucky Strike Cigarettes, and Mr. Yount's Shoeshine Service. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you with great honor the Liquid Radio Players. Some of the most talented radio actors that were able to make it to the theater tonight that were in town. Yes, the Liquid Radio Players. And tonight, the Liquid Radio Players will perform for you another Hatman Adventure. Yes, like we do every week, the Liquid Radio Players bring you a 30-minute adventure written before your very eyes by our Liquid Radio Players based on the suggestions from the studio audience. Tonight's show, Hatman, the Dark of the Moon. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be required to use your imagination because you will be imagining yourselves in different locales. Close your eyes at home and in the audience. Imagine yourself at the train station awaiting a speeding locomotive. The train is coming closer. It's out of control. Will it stop? It's crashed. Oh dear. No, don't worry. No one was hurt. It's just the Foley artistry of Chuck Lotta. Yes, he's a serviceman, a member of the American Legion of Foreign Wars. Yes, thank you, Mr. Lotta. And tonight, of course, our musical genius, Jonathan Green. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you our cast for tonight's amazing superhero show, Hatman. As we do every week, Hatman, a mild-mannered shoeshine boy, transforms himself from mild-mannered teen boy to grown Hatman, a man of many hats and powers, starring, as always, Brian Giovanni as Hatman. Yes, Hatman, his identity, also known as Jimmy Sneaks, is a mild-mannered boy on the streets of Chicago. Yes, he shines shoes by day and by night dons many hats. Hats that give him superpowers, powers to defeat evil and injustice. And will he succeed this week like he does every week? I'm sure he will. And if not, why, that would be horrible. Hatman. Tonight, Hatman meets Electro in Dark of the Moon. And I've just been given the sign that our scripts are ready, and as they're being handed out, I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little something about Lucky Strike cigarettes. Why, as you were walking into the radio theater today, all of you were handed a Lucky Strike cigarette. Yes, you, ma'am, smoking one right there. Yes, you, sir. And you, little Jimmy, you've got your boy-sized Lucky cigarette. Take a long drag. Yes, you can smoke here in the theater. That's right, Jimmy. How does it taste? Delicious, doesn't it? Why, you'll smoke until you're an old man. Trust me. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now I've been given the finger. We are going on the air in 3, 2. Hatman! 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 Is that the scream of a woman in trouble? Is that a little boy who'd lost his way?
I can't find anywhere.
How about that old woman whose cat is up in a tree?
Please, please help me.
There's only one man who can save the day, Hatman! Everyone knows Hatman. Watch as he hurries across the street, how people call his name.
Hatman! It's Hatman!
It's Hatman!
I need your help!
Quiet down, people. Quiet down. Hatman will show his face in time. Meanwhile, on the busy streets of Chicago... Yes, Jimmy Streaks was on his shoeshine route, walking up and down L Avenue by the L train, waiting for the train to pull in to leave some customers. He was talking to himself about the adventure he had had last week as Hat-Man.
All right, Jimmy, here comes the train. On a business rolling in, and boy, I sure could use some relaxation. Now with that skirmish with the Red Menace last week, to think that a Soviet spy infiltrated the mayor's mansion here in Chicago.
Just at that moment, the L train stopped at the station. The conductor announced that this would be the final stop before the express.
This will be the final stop before the express.
And at that moment, a strange man with a shimmering cape had walked out of the train. The train flickered its lights on and off as he walked off the train. He had very shiny black boots and spoke with a foreign accent.
Young boy, I need to know the way to 33rd and 3rd.
Oh, 33rd and 3rd, that's right upstairs. You go up to the subway entrance there, and then you make a left on Galbraith Street. 5 miles due south is 33rd.
You're a very astute and sharp young man.
Just at that moment, Jimmy had noticed an opportunity to make a nickel.
Say, I noticed from getting off of that train car that your shoes are all scuffled up. Shine your shoes?
If it won't take too long.
Not at all.
And as the man sat down, Jimmy got out his rag to begin shining. And as he touched the man's boots, he got a charge of electricity through his fingers.
All right, here, we'll just apply the cloth. Hey, must be some crazy static on that train, mister?
Yes, it is nothing but static. Nothing but static at all.
The man made a poor excuse, handed the boy a nickel, and made his way away.
I must depart.
But I only finished one shoe, but thanks for the nickel, mister.
Just at that moment, little Margie Stovepot, who was selling lemonade on the other end of the train station, she was a little girl who always liked to stick her nose into the business of Jimmy Steaks.
Jimmy, how's business?
What? Oh, hi there. Yeah, it's going okay.
Well, I'm making a fortune. See, the L train, it completely stopped, so there's people just stewing everywhere. Lemonade selling like crazy.
Gee, you must have got the crowded end of the train car. So far, I've only gotten one customer.
That was strange. The train had stopped, as if the electricity had gone straight out of it. The conductor had made an announcement that the train would not be moving on.
Train will not be moving on. We're experiencing technical problems. Please be patient with us.
Oh boy, Jimmy, that's a lot of shoes for you.
I know. Hey, fellas. Ma'am, this way. Shine your shoes for a nickel.
Lemonade, sweet lemonade.
Why, I will take some lemonade, please.
Bet you are, Madame. Oh my goodness, a whole dime.
That's right. Don't spend it all in one candy shop.
Why, she was a tall, elegant-looking woman with the initials HK on her briefcase that she was holding. She looked very important and very worried.
I must go. To be young and carefree.
Say, ma'am, you know what'll make you look young and carefree is a shiny pair of shoes. I know you got some scuffs there on the top. Shine them for you. Only cost a nickel.
Will it shine my memory and my conscience?
Well, I think my service could be just as good. It can do that, too.
And just at that moment, Jimmy got down on one knee as Miss Krapiva sat on a chair and hiked up her dress. Jimmy caught a flashing glance at her ankle.
There is something about you I trust. Shine, boy. Shine.
Right away, man. Say, your accent is kind of queer. I don't think you're from around these parts, huh? Where are you from?
Oh, you're so smart. I'm from Eastern Europe. The Krapiva family has been known as a top family in Russia for many years. That isn't a reason.
Yes, Jimmy had read about it. Suddenly all of the electricity in all of Russia had been mysteriously taken away for a month, putting the country nearly in ruins.
I read about it in the paper. Shame that all that tragedy happened to your country.
That's right. And with my family owning so many factories that operate with electricity, we are ruined.
Oh, gosh.
Aw, shucks, there's gotta be a way we can help her, right?
Yes, Margie knew that if she could only get Hatman on the job, all would be saved. But she had no idea that Jimmy, the boy standing right in front of her, was actually the hero she so adored.
I don't know why I spill my heart to such young, carefree faces and minds. I'm sorry to burden you.
Not at all, ma'am. Though I look young and naive, I'm actually quite worldly. And I'd be happy to help in any way possible.
Margie chimed in with her idea of trying to get Hatman involved.
Why? You know, Hatman would be just the perfect guy for this. You know, and he's really friendly to kids. Why, if I were to take all of my lemonade earnings and buy some fireworks and shoot them up into the sky? Aw, nuts. Aw, Hatman, would you ever notice?
You know what? I think he might. Why don't you try that? And maybe he'll show up.
Just at that moment, a two-bit thief grabbed Helen Krapaiva's briefcase and was attempting to pull it away, while Jimmy made an excuse to leave.
No, get back!
Let go! Lady, nobody gets hurt!
No, they don't have to go, no.
I forgot my jacket.
That's right, you got the right idea. Clear out, sister. Let go of his purse.
Oh, no, never. It's the only thing I own. The only thing I have.
Just out of the sudden, there was a puff of smoke, and a large hat-wearing man arrived.
Look at her hat.
Unhand her, evildoer.
I'm mesmerized by your pork pie. I'll do whatever you say, mister.
Stare into its fine threads atop my cranium.
No.
Thus speaks the visage of
And
authority.
with that, Hatman reached his fist high in the air and pulled his arm back, and knocked off the man's hat and part of his head. He was incapacitated.
Let that be a lesson to all evildoers and criminals who seek to bother the pure and innocent souls of this town.
Margie was panicking, looking everywhere for Jimmy.
Jimmy,
Oh, hello, Margie. I got your fireworks signal.
oh, Hatman, just the time.
You are the man of the hats of whom they speak?
That is right.
Oh, he's incredible, lady. Oh, the stuff this man can do.
It was incredible that they didn't recognize him with the push-broom mustache that he had placed on his lip and the oversized tie. He was a complete stranger to them.
How will I ever thank you?
Oh, please, just your gratitude is enough. For I do not work for payment or riches, but for the glory of saving this town.
And with that, he made an excuse to leave, with Jimmy coming right back.
Now then, I seem to have forgotten my newspaper back at the train station previously. Excuse me one moment, and remember, if ever you're in trouble again, just say, Hatman. Away!
Oh, goodbye, Hatman. That's so much easier.
Found my jacket. What did I miss?
Oh, Jimmy, Hatman was here. It was just, well, there was a marauder
And as she was telling the tale, let's draw the curtain back from this story and enjoy a moment with Clayton's hair sheen.
Say, Paul,
Yes, Dwight?
there's something a bit different about you this Monday morning. You look a little sharper, a little younger, may I say.
Would it be my new tie, perhaps?
Well, it's mighty sharp houndstooth, but I don't think that's it. I've seen it before.
Oh, maybe my new spectacles.
No, it is something about your face, though. A glow, an aura, is it? Your hair?
Yes, it's quite like a halo today, isn't it?
Yes, like the Byzantine paintings, a near perfect circle of gold.
Yeah, I'm a virtual icon.
Say, I know you ain't no saint. How can I achieve that beautiful sheen?
Well, sheen is the operative word there, my friend Dwight. It's Clayton's hair sheen. I found some last week on the drugstore shelf, and I was talked into buying it. I don't usually indulge myself in such fripperies and these kinds of products, but one dab and I was done for.
I'd say it's a downright necessity and no frippery. Let me take a dab.
Yeah, let's just massage it in.
15 minutes later,
Let's keep those women from pounding at the door.
It's not like that noise.
Let us in! Let us in!
mustache that needs trimming? Why, Clayton's hair sheen. It works. Trust me. I am using it right now. Now, back to Dark of the Moon. A Hatman adventure. That night, the night of the full moon, we find ourselves at the Shempy Electric Plant, where Mr. Shempy was getting ready for the big holiday parade where the entire city would be cast in lights, when he was greeted by a stranger, an unexpected stranger.
Dictation to be typed out. Make sure that all generators are working at full capacity with holiday. Pause. Hello? Who is it? You may enter.
Why, thank you kindly for seeing me on no notice whatsoever. I am here a visitor in town, much interested in things electrical.
Well, you come to the right place, but there's something I can't quite place about that voice, and yet it sounds like a brother.
A brother? Why, you look deep into my eyes.
Let me turn up the lights.
And as he turned up the lights, the electricity from the light bulb seemed to leave it and go into the man standing in front of him, making him stronger, ever stronger and taller, full of power, radiating, sucking the energy from the power plant itself.
Let me turn this light off!
Do you know who I am?
You bear a strange vocal similarity to my old Oxford roommate, Jarls Hasburg.
Formerly Jarls Hasburg.
And at that moment he flipped the switch on his own chest, revealing his name in lights.
Ring it there!
Mr. Electro!
Right. Now, you sit down at your desk, Shempy.
All right.
And he tried to resist, but Mr. Electro held his hand out and pointed a finger, emitting electric rays directly into Mr. Shempy.
You like the feel of that, maybe? The electrical powers are forcing your leg muscles to sit you down.
All right, spit out your story, Mr. Electro, but be warned, you might not be the only one around here with a chest switch.
Chest switch? That will be the day.
Mr. Electro revealed his plan to take all of the electricity out of Chicago during the festival and to allow only the dark of the moon to hide the serious crimes he would be committing that night.
I need all the power turned off. I need the cloak of darkness. I need to be able to move freely and affect men's minds as well as their pocketbooks.
Well, if I understand you collect correctly through your Alsace-Lorraine accent, it sounds like you need a favor from me.
Favor? Electro requires no favors.
Why, everyone knew Shempy was crooked, and this was an opportunity to align himself with an evildoer much like himself. Why, Shempy would use this opportunity to soak the people of Chicago while Mr. Electro robbed them blind.
Listen, I don't object. I'm up for playing ball. But let's just say, there's a way we can all profit from this, and I can make it happen very easily for you.
Spill your cards.
He warned him about Hatman and that he knew one way Hatman could be defeated.
This city is plagued by a do-gooder who tries to prevent crime, theft, and other bad things from happening around town. You'll recognize him by his hat.
I have heard of him. The homme de chapeau.
Yes. He wears many hats, but the most dangerous, if you spot it, is the pork pie.
I hate pork pies.
Yes, of course he would. Pork pies with the signature of every army that ever overran Alsace-Lorraine.
They discussed their plan that would happen in merely 3 hours from now, briefly getting to the point.
All right.
You make your offer.
I'll give you as much power as you want, as long as we charge it to each homeowner in this burg.
The billing is up to you. I only wanted the power to do my deeds.
And I want 2% of whatever your deeds accrue.
Done!
And with that, they shook hands, electrically.
down, Grandma. It's just me, Jimmy.
Help! Help!
Grandma, look at my face. It's your grandson.
No.
Jimmy.
Oh, it's my husband. Come in, darling.
Yes, she has been suffering from dementia all these years, thinking that her own grandson was her husband.
How was the Great War?
If you mean the shoe shine station, it went along swimmingly. Thank you very much.
Scotch?
Grandma, you know that I'm... what the hey.
It was queer because his own grandfather was the original Hat Man, and it was his collection of macabre hats that bestowed the power on little Jimmy. His grandmother knew that he had these powers, believing that was still her husband.
Honey, try this on. It's the beret.
Oh, wow. Hey, it fits perfectly. I've never put on a hat that fits so snug. This even rivals the legendary pork pie.
You look so handsome, and you know what the beret can do?
What?
The beret, it gives you extra powers, electrical powers.
Each of his hats had different powers. There was a Mexican sombrero with dancing powers, a dunce cap which gave no powers, and other hats that had various powers.
Wow. I've never been bestowed with electrical powers before. Thanks, Grandma.
Ask me to marry you again.
Just at that moment, there was a nosy little knock on the door, a panicky knock.
Jimmy, open the door! I'm my baseball bat!
And Jimmy quickly took the hat off his head and the push-broom mustache that he had left on from earlier.
It's me!
Oh, Grandma, put down the bed. It's just Margie. Okay, come on in, Margie.
Put that back down!
I'll take that.
Jimmy,
Yes, Margie?
at first I thought it was amusing, but this city is getting really scary. We gotta somehow get Hatman in on this.
Yes, the big Christmas tree in the middle of central area that was all lit up had suddenly gone out. And so had the electric store and the light bulb factory.
You know what that means? No Christmas for Chicago. No Christmas at all.
Oh, no. And the parade, too. That's going to bathe the city in lights. If that doesn't happen, the whole city will lose its morale.
Oh, Michigan Avenue is dark.
Yes, and all the banks that had their electric lock system going off at the same time tonight. Why, they sure would be a target, too.
It's important to realize how much power and electricity this town runs on.
We should never take it for granted.
Just at that moment, Grandma was trying to make toast with her new electric toaster, and she had found a horrible surprise.
Oh,
Grandma, you okay there?
my toast. It's not toasty.
Oh, no.
It's soft and fresh.
Like her own body, soft like a loaf of bread.
No, she can't eat soft bread. She's used to toast.
So white.
She fell to the ground in a useless heaping mass.
There, Grandma. Don't worry. Margie, you're right. With Hatman on the scene, I'm positive we can get this town's electricity back. I just have to, go take a walk. This lovely fresh air at night makes me realize how much I've missed it. I'll be right back.
And just at that moment, he walked out, leaving Margie there with Grandma, who told her one of her old nonsense-y yarns.
Oh, Mother. Let me tell you what happened in school today. Oh, please. I shouldn't be drinking this.
Just at that moment, the man in a hat and mustache arrived.
Ahoy there, fair citizens!
Hatman!
That's right. I'm told there's need of me again, and that the electrical deprivation that has plagued this town has now even spread to the residences.
Just at that moment, there was an announcement announcing something horrible. Horrible from a man flying over the town in a dirigible.
Citizens of Chicago! Citizens of Chicago! I'm very sorry to announce this, but your power is going to be off and unavailable for the next 5 to 5.5 hours. That is all.
And at that moment, Hatman looked, and saw the dirigible flying by. And at that very moment, an electrical bolt of lightning shot across the sky. An electrical bolt of lightning with boots on.
anything?
Well, no. Oh, they've gotten away. They've escaped into the night sky. Well, fortunately, Hat Man is a man of many hats.
Just at that moment, there was an alarm from the U.S. National Bank on Madison Avenue Street.
What's that? Oh, an alarm! Just down the block. With any luck, they've broken in and gotten past electrical security configurations.
Hatman wouldn't be able to do this alone, and there was only one person near enough to him that would help. Yes, Margie.
Hatman, I'm gonna help you with everything I got. Look at these muscles.
Now, Marge, it's too dangerous, but then again, we don't know what kind of bolts reach across the sky. Come with me.
And before he left, he talked to his grandmother and reassured her that everything would be okay.
Take the beret, honey. Take the beret.
Thank you, ma'am. It will come in handy. And trust me, I will see to it that you and everyone else in this town will come to no harm.
Take this milk with you.
And we'll find out what happens to our hero. Will he save the day? Just in time for a Lucky Strike cigarette.
Gee, Suzette, I'm just not lucky.
Oh, Lynette, well, clearly, look at the way you smell.
What's wrong with the way I smell?
Well, it's certainly not toasty, or warm, or comforting.
Oh, dear. Well, I didn't realize the smell of roses was something that men wouldn't be interested in.
Here, try a little bit of this.
That's smooth.
And you look smooth, too, like a Hollywood movie star.
Why, my lungs just aren't sophisticated enough to take in all this smooth flavor yet.
This flavor's so smooth, it takes a little bit of practice.
Wait a second. I'm gonna see if I can't bowl a strike after all. Here we go. Stepping up to the lane, winding up, letting the ball go, and... Stay right! Why, Suzette, it's my Lucky Strike.
Hey, lady, what's your secret?
Lucky Strike cigarettes, mister. And maybe you if you're lucky.
That's right.
Thanks, Lucky Strike cigarettes.
Lucky Strike cigarette.
Yes, Lucky Strike cigarettes. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Lucky Strikes for newborn babies. Yes, Lucky Strike cigarettes. I'm smoking 12 right now. And now back to Doc of the Moon. When we had left off, an alarm had been going off at the U.S. National Bank on Madison Avenue, where one electro had been tying up a security guard and electrocuting him to make him open the safe.
You don't have to tie it so tight. It's hurting my wrists.
This is your last chance to survive the extreme voltage. Open that. Open that.
Come on, I got it. A wife for $2. Come on.
They'll never see you again. Take this!
The man was electrified down to his bones, and at that moment, the safe was opening, and Electro was seeing all the riches. And just at that moment, a man in a hat, a various hat he'll soon describe, walked into the bank.
You there!
Somebody help.
Stop confiscating that vault.
What?
That's right. Look at my Thor helmet. The wingtips give me the power of flight. That's how I got here so soon.
Don't make me laugh.
And with that, Electro shot an electric bolt, knocking the hat off of Batman's head.
Take that!
Leaving him briefly powerless, he panicked and called for Margie to help. She had several hat boxes.
Quick, Margie. Right into the box. I need the beret.
There you go.
Thank you, young girl.
Your puny French powers are nothing to me. Now, take that!
See, the bolts of lightning extend from my fingertips. My powers can match your own.
We shall do a lightning duel then here, in this vault. Take that!
Lightning was shooting around the vault, bouncing off the metallic walls, shooting everywhere, striking Margie to the ground. She was could do. And at that very moment, a woman dressed all in black, Miss Krapaiva, a superhero herself from Russia, she had come, knowing that there was trouble to be here. We find out what her powers are.
Hello.
Well, why, ma'am, I recognize, I've seen your face before in the newspaper.
You don't remember me. You helped me when the marauding man was trying to steal my briefcase. You see,
Yes.
it was a test. I could have easily vanquished him, but I chose not to. I chose to see if Hatman was real and would come to my rescue and redeem. It is me, Hen Krapaiver!
Piper, yes, I've heard of your famed exploits. To think that I could not see through the disguise.
Yes, she explained her origin and what her powers were.
Hey, guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but it's about my cigarette break, so let's take it outside.
Very well, good citizen.
Let me just lock this safe up. All right.
Come with me, we will talk as we walk.
As they walked, they noticed the moon, completely dark, leaving the city dark, hearing screams from various citizens that Electro had been robbing them and marauding.
Somebody! My
Hey, now I'm trying to tell my story!
But make it expedited, my dear. These people need our help.
My shoe shine box!
Look into my eyes, Hatman.
Yes.
Look deep into my large, black, Slavic eyes. You find it hard to resist, no?
I'm losing control, as if the ebb and flow of my own free will was fading in and out.
This is my power. I have eyes like the moon. Orbs with great powers.
And with that, he was helpless. She reached over and removed his hat.
You see?
He was powerless.
This is how I disable men that cannot resist me if I choose to turn it on, as you say.
Wow.
And you are released!
She threw the hat back at him.
Wow. I am forever at your mercy. To think that I could meet a superior. It is an honor.
Suddenly, a loud sound awoke everyone in the area.
Hey, what's going on?
It was Electro and Shempi. They had all of the city's electricity harnessed into one hose directed at Margie, who was tied to a lamppost.
Oh, please, help!
So, they've gotten Margie, and it appears that my powers might not suffice. We must work in tandem, my dear.
What? Are East and West joining forces? Would they be able to save the day? We'll find out after this brief word from Mr. Yaw's Shoeshine Service.
Excuse me, son. I don't mean to get in your way or dirty up your sidewalk. I'm just trying to get from the fields to my shack.
No problem, sir. Yep, that's right. Jimmy Streak's famed shoe shine boy can. Hey, wait a minute. Why, you're tracking mud all over the place.
I'm not even sure I'm wearing shoes underneath all this mud.
Nah. Why, you need a good shoe shine. And nothing beats a good shoe shine from Jimmy Streak's. Right, listeners? Now then.
Oh,
there we go.
unbalancing me.
Look at you can see your reflection.
Why, I wasn't wearing shoes, but my toes are shiny black.
That's right. Even if you're not wearing shoes, you can pretend you are. And I only use the best shoe shine on the market today, Mr. Yon's shoe shine.
Yeah, just listen, it clinks like metal when I tap it. Thanks, Yon Shoe Shine. Mr. Yon?
Yaw's Shoeshine. Yeah. Yaw's Shoeshine polish. Why, it's not for blackface anymore. It's for shoeshine. That's right, shoeshine. And now back to our exciting loud story, where our hero was in trouble while Margie was tied to an electric light post with Shempi and Electro pointing their evil-doer rays directly at him. Helen Krapaiva and Hatman had discussed briefly their plan. Briefly.
Help! Help!
It appears with your powers of hypnosis, you could look directly into the eyes of Electro while I blast him with this electric bolt from my beret.
Then we must split up so he does not know that we are together.
Exactly.
In cahoots.
Divide and conquer.
Ahem, Mr. Electro.
And at that moment, Electro turned his gaze towards about Miss Crap either.
Don't turn those gays. Don't turn them.
I believe I know that verse. It's Helen.
Yes, it's me.
I promised to call Helen. I'm sorry that I did not get back to you.
Yes, they had a sordid past back in Russia. She was scorned, a woman scorned. She looked deeply into his eyes and used her treacherous powers.
That's all right. I forgive.
I know that look.
Just at that moment, Shempy realized what was going on, and he pulled the switch away from Electro, pointing it at Margie. Just at that moment, the grandma had wandered out of her apartment in her nightgown, lost, looking for her husband.
Who am I? Hello!
She was about to walk into the path of the electric ray. Who would Jimmy save? Margie or his grandma? Margie or his grandma?
They're together, but one. I can only fire one bolt. But wait a minute. That refracted prism on the ceiling of the bank vault. If I can channel the electronic elements of this beret just right, it should refract the bolt in two. Thereby
He held his breath and took the hat, throwing it in the air and throwing it flying.
James is getting
flying. A huge crash, and the electric bolt shot, striking Shempy dead. All was well, and at that moment, the strength of the blast had knocked off Hatman's hat and mustache.
Jimmy,
Grandma,
stick with me, kid.
so you've known all along that I was Hatman.
I'm not stupid, just shifty.
And very, very old. She quickly called attention to herself, making a story about how Hatman had left the area.
Oh, where'd he go? Hatman is miles away by now. Oh, you should have seen it. His muscles rippling, his hair blowing in the breeze. It was like nothing I've ever. You can't. Since the Crusades, there hasn't been anything so spectacular.
Okay, Grandma, okay, calm down. It was all of those things.
Oh, Jimmy, it's true. You missed the whole thing. Well, I had him. He took me under his wing, and when we went to the bank, and I was in trouble, and oh, you missed it, but it was true. It was true. He was magnificent.
Hush,
You know
Margie.
what would make this story better?
What's that?
Milk and cookies at my place. Follow me.
And before Jimmy left, he picked up his hat. It was on the ground. And when he picked it up, he noticed the lights had come back on in the city. And the parade had started, and everyone was happy. He looked around at all the shiny shoes that he had shined.
Yay, Mama.
Board by, get your board by.
He couldn't help but feel good.
The town is safe again, thanks to Pie Man, and some help from a few unlikely allies. To think that a Russian hypnotist could prove to be my ally. Maybe if we look ahead to the future and brighter horizons, we Americans and Russians can get along as well.
I doubt it. Tune in next week, ladies and gentlemen, for another Hatman adventure in the Liquid Radio Player.